So Gen Z or Zoomers are seen as retarded by the rest of the world. And this might be a little bit true. And Zoomers is also the perfect name for our generation because have you ever seen a cat with the zoomies? That's basically us with everything we do in life. And yeah, while it is true that we are slightly retarded, it's not our fault. 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 Zoomers are anyone born between 1997 and 2012. And bro, we've been through a fuck ton. So yeah, why are we retarded and why is it not our fault? Well, can we start with social media, please? Because yo, before anyone even knew what social media was, the smartest people in the world were hacking our 12-year-old brains so we could get addicted to the shit. Think about it. People with $1 billion at their disposal had this thing that no one knew what it was, and then they mind-fucked children with it. And we just let this happen? Not only that, it's like, it's still happening. There hasn't been like any attempt to stop these people from being able to do this to children. Like, think about it, dude. The most powerful organizations in the whole world were figuring out how to make us addicted and using our minds against us when we were children while our brains were developing. Dude, when I was a kid in like late elementary school, early high school, I remember we would care about how many likes our selfies got. And this was the beginning of Instagram. It has nothing to what it is now. But even at the beginning, people would post and then delete if they didn't get enough likes and worry about comments and all this kind of crazy shit that you shouldn't be thinking about when you're a kid. And these evil tech companies are still allowed to do it. They're allowed. Like, I swear social media is going to be like cigarettes where it's like, yo, can you believe back in the day we used to let fucking children use that shit? So whatever, that's kind of boring. Social media makes us depressed and anxious and all that. Okay, we get it. Like, we all have problems. But we're the generation that watched girls get spit roasted and gangbanged before we had our first fucking kiss. Can you, like, think about that? Before we even held hands with a girl, we were watching them get spit roasted. We're supposed to be okay. And it wasn't even normal sex we were watching. It was like X guy or girl with X inanimate objects. Watching people with toothpicks in their dick, like squatting on jars and shit. And, bro, you'd get that text from your friend at like 1 a.m, like, look what I found, huh? Like, so we're gonna be normal? We're gonna like normal content and hello? And you know what we did between recess and lunch at school? We prepared for someone waking up thinking he was in the airport scene from Modern Warfare 2. Also, someone's coming into the school with a gun, and you're telling me that hiding under the desk is gonna help us? And dude, while our teacher was trying to figure out how to align a smartboard, which is just like pressing fucking buttons, Susan, the weird kid is showing us ISIS beheading videos in the back of class. Like, well, hello? And then also teachers, like, they didn't know what was going on either. They just discovered the internet too. So we have teachers telling us about climate change and sweatshops and all this stuff. And it's like, bitch, I'm 8 years old. I have no effect in the real world. So maybe instead of thinking you're a good person by telling children about these political things you believe in, maybe you can make the change in your own life, Susan. Okay? I'm sorry if we're a little bit lazy. You fucking assholes. Okay? Because all this was happening during our critical development phases. While our brains were trying to adjust and figure out the world and where we stand socially and all this shit, all this was in our brains. Like, no one knew what was going on. No one knew what the world was becoming. And we're over here with our developing brains, going through puberty, watching people get spit roasted and getting beheaded. Or watching girls eat poo out of ice cream cones. Like, it's not okay. It's not okay. And I'm 21. So I'm on the later end of this shit. I think like me and people my age had it okay. These young Zoomers, bro, like, if you want to make money, become a therapist, because holy shit. At least I was addicted to memes and SpongeBob instead of TikToks. Like, and at least when I was a kid, we played Pokemon and not Fortnite. Young girls now, young children are comparing themselves to the most beautiful girls imaginable who are filtering their images. And then thinking they're not good enough and developing body dysmorphia and all that horse shit. Like, and then while you're 17 just trying to worry about your grades and stuff, you have some scumbag lying to you about how much money he makes as a 17-year-old high school dropout. just so you could buy some course. So yeah, we're fucked. Honestly, all of us have fucking 19 different mental health issues, and our brains developed on social media. Like, we're screwed, and the kids coming up under us are even more screwed. But I didn't make this video to complain. I made this video to talk shit, because all that being said, we're gonna be the best generation. Just give us time. We're the best generation by far. Like, we're gonna be the best generation in history. It's 100%. We already are. Cause what did you guys do at recess? Played catch? Bitch, we were managing our own civilizations and economies. Yeah, sure. Maybe you guys know how to change the oils on a car or change your tires. But we understand the intricacies of the economy just because we were bored one afternoon and a YouTuber posted about it. Like, 16-year-olds now are investing in the stock markets and trading cryptos and making more money on options than some people do in their whole life. So, get fucked. Literally, there are 16-year-olds right now worth more than both their parents because they bought the motherfucking dip. And who'd you retards get advice from? That one uncle who kept telling you life advice even though his life was always falling apart? Dude, the top ranked humans give us advice through the internet. We get advice from anyone we want. And yeah, it could be overwhelming sometimes because you're taking advice from 19,000 different people. But at least we don't have to only listen to the people around us. We can listen to anyone on this planet. Like, motherfucker, we have the most successful people on earth telling us about life. So yeah, we're fucked in the head. But look at the world we grew up in. Training for school shooters, learning about sweatshops. It's incredible. You expected us to be okay. Like, we're the generation who's gonna find fulfillment, find meaning, and fix this bullshit world that has been fucked for thousands of years. And I know, big disadvantage, we have a bunch of liberal cucks, but they're gonna one day shave their dyed hair. And watch us. You don't believe it? We're lazy, sure. We're all mentally ill, yeah. We're all fucked in the head and we just want to play video games and we're just collecting unemployment checks. Yes. We're gonna change the world.